It's Deprogrammed. My name is Justin. I'm a host of sorts. I'm a dude. I'm a guy. And right now, everybody's kung fu fighting. And when I say everybody, I mean the only other panel member, the only other person I'm ever going to do the best of episodes with, Alfredo Torres. Dudes. Now, normally I don't. You were kung fu fighting. I had to mention it.
Yes, I was.
But we're doing the best of 2018 episode tonight, and no timestamps. It's a podcast, whatever. But
Right.
I need to get into this sell real quick. Patreon.com/ohhijustin. $1 a month gets you the deprogrammed episodes 4 days before the rest of the world.
Awesome.
It also gets you the Oh Hi Justin pod daily.
Daily.
Yeah. Monday. Well, I say daily. It's Monday through Friday. And then you also get
Work daily.
Yes.
Daily work week.
And then you also get the Oh Hi Justin weekly pod that comes out on Saturday. And then,
Get out of here.
Yeah, and then you also get #WrestlePals.
Wait, there's more?
Yeah, there's even more. You also get just starting by the time this comes out, it'll have been a couple weeks, but starting the week that we're recording this, your music show is back.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm doing it by myself, but it's back. Also, the super secret project that Jenny and I are working on will be coming out, and you and I are finally going to get our gimmick up off the ground.
Yes, and we're putting that strictly on the Patreon because you know what? If anyone should make money off of my voice, it's going to be you, since I sure as hell ain't.
Well, I mean, if I start making like good money, I'll maybe I'll get you one of those veggie trays next time you're down.
That's all I want is a veggie tray and a fanny pack.
But I didn't even. That's just the podcast. Like, there's also these ghouls demos. There's also the possibility of a comic book me and Talbot might work. There's so much stuff.
Oh
that,
shit!
Yeah, that I'm trying to do on Patreon.com/ohhijustin. So that's the big sell.
And $1 gets me that? $1 a month?
$1 a month gets you all of that.
Wow.
So it's not much, and it helps me a great deal. It helps my stupid self-esteem, and it helps fuel my creativeness. It helps keep me going when I feel like maybe I should not be a content creator.
No, you should be. You're better than a lot of the other people out there.
I appreciate that. Today we are doing the best of 2018 episode, and again, so this is the third year running, and the first time it was just you and I, just because nobody else wanted to do it, apparently.
Because nobody stepped up, because they're all bitches.
You were like, I'll do
You
it.
heard me. The rest of you guys are bitches.
You were like, I'll do it, and I was like, all right, well, it's just you and I guess. And then last year, the best of 2017 episode, I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to do it with just Fredo. And because of that episode, bringing back the show, I had to I made some changes that directly affect this episode. So because of last year's best of episode, in case anybody hasn't heard it, you never know when people pop in on podcasts. So the best of 2017 episode, we collect a song from every episode from that year. And in 2017, there was only like 20 songs, something like that. And I gave you the list for you to listen to, and you immediately...
Did I listen to it?
Well, I don't know. I think maybe you just looked at it. But you come back to me with, dude, this is garbage. All of these songs are trash.
And not the band garbage.
Yes. And I was like, okay. So I made the change this year, maybe 15 episodes, 20 episodes in, to where now every episode we all pick the number one with a bullet, which is the one that comes into this discussion. So it's no longer just on me, Fredo. You can't bitch at me anymore. Now some of these you will be bitching at me, but it's okay.
Oh, of course, and I'll blame your co-hosts.
But
except when I was one of your co-hosts, which is I was obviously outvoted.
Possibly, maybe possibly. But it was wonderful getting the show back up off the ground last year. I don't know how it made you feel as somebody who's been on the show probably like 20 times at this point. But for me personally, just having this outlet to talk music every week has been wonderful.
Well, I'll tell you, for me, on the end is the occasional host, and I'm sure I'm more than occasional. I'm probably up there, if not the most guy who's co-hosted the show. I love this show. This would be a show if I was offered the permanent co-host to this show, I would do it.
Yeah.
Because I love I love discovering music. I love going deep into a catalog, because that's one of the joys that I've really discovered or rediscovered as I started collecting albums again, was going into bands that I just knew the one or two hits and going deep in their catalog and bands I've been listening to for years, like the Rolling Stones and the James Gang and the Damned, just have flooded open to me with songs that I never knew and I never heard, regardless of how much I thought I knew these bands. So it's been a blast.
Yeah, and it's just been a lot of fun, like you said, so many discoveries for me this year. So many bands that you just kind of, they were either bands that completely flipped me because I had a preconceived notion about them. There was even a Please Explain this year, which was fun. The Nickelback episode was a lot of fun.
Right. I got to listen to that. It was fun. It was fun.
And that's the thing. Even the bands I'll say less impressed with, which didn't happen a lot this year. Those episodes are fun too, because the best part is even when it's a band that I wasn't as impressed with, usually I'm doing the show with people who are super geeked about that band. And so if my level isn't up, then theirs usually is. And being around people who are psyched about whatever music we're talking about, it's just exciting. I love it.
Oh yeah, it's one of the great joys of music, of anything, but for me it's with music, is talking to somebody who's passionate about X, Y, or Z. Band, singer, guitar player, genre, you name it. I don't care whatever it is. But when they get into it, man, the passion comes out, and it's hard not to. If you're a true music fan, it's hard for you not to kind of just, yeah, man, okay,
yeah,
for you not to get into it. You're just an asshole. Yeah. I'll say it.
That's all right. Well, but I kind of am sometimes.
No, not you. I'm talking about the listener, the other person. You're an asshole. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. I wanted to tell you this. I almost told you off air, but I figured I might as well save it because this was relatively recent. I had a guy comment on the Guns N' Roses episode, and he said it was his most favorite episode of Deprogrammed yet.
Really?
He said,
I didn't even know it was out. I've been waiting for you to post it.
It came out 2 weeks ago? Yeah, 2 weeks ago, because Fozzy was this week.
Yeah. Well, 2 weeks ago I was down in beautiful Orlando.
Orlando, Florida, baby.
Orlando, Florida, yes, for the work.
Yeah.
So it was okay, so I missed it. So anyway, so that's awesome. Someone thought it was good.
Well, and you could tell as it was happening, because it was Peter down in Orlando on the Skype, poor Peter. And here in studio, it was myself, it was you, and it was Bob Fresh.
Right.
So the three of us,
who have worked together on radio.
Yeah. And
poor Peter.
Poor Peter, trying to get a word in edgewise.
I don't think he was. I think he saw the writing on the wall. And he just kind of went along for the ride. I mean, it's the reality is Bob is a dynamic personality. I'm a dynamic personality. You can be.
I'm a good micromanager. I'm a good pilot.
Yeah, you are. And Peter, who had some great points and was able to kind of sometimes help, clarify a few things for us as we were in the middle of our manicness.
Yeah.
But he's kind of subdued, and he kind of went along for the ride, which could have been really I don't know how it was for him. It could have been really good or really bad. But that's probably one of the most fun episodes I've ever had. I've ever done.
I actually ran into somebody at a New Year's party the other day who was begging me, literally begging me, to talk to you and Bob about doing a pod. I was like, okay, well, now that I'm doing it on my pod, I should have done that one off air. But well, you know what? Justin is what Justin is, and when he remembers things, he says them.
Yeah, but you know what? It's one of those things where Bob's got, he's really, really busy with his comic books and the pods he's doing now, and doing the same thing you're doing, being the stay-at-home dad. And you're busy too. You got 8,000 podcasts. You're getting ready to add 2 more, one with Jenny and one with me.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, and the reality is the 3 of us, it would be kind of like a Good Morning You're Drunks, except a lot funnier because Bob and I are pretty damn hilarious. And
God damn it. Had to get in a jab.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. But it would be that kind of a show, and I don't want morning radio.
I get you.
Yeah.
So again, bringing back the show this year was wonderful, and then having that extra twist kind of made doing this list interesting. We're putting a little spin on it too, because it came out to 35 songs. So instead of the normal 20, we each only got 15.
Right.
But we also added that each of us, now when we do the Please Explains, it's usually I get an absolute veto. Like I can say nope to anything that I really feel like is
garbage.
That's garbage. It doesn't belong. So we each get an absolute no.
Yeah, I can't wait to use mine because I know you're going to mention this artist.
You think?
I know. You know what? If you don't, I'll give up smoking cigars for the rest of the night.
Wow. Because really, there's only one song here that I need in that 10.
Oh yeah, that's right. We add that the one that we need.
Yeah, I mean, almost everything else is like, there's a bunch that I like a lot, and I want to bring into the conversation, but there's only one that I need. I absolutely need. And then there's a couple that's like, nah.
I'll tell you what, there were a couple of artists, and these were panels I was not on, where they didn't make my list. Had you have switched the song, they could have made my list. If it had been a different song.
I'll be interested to see what those are when they come up. But that being said, let's get into the game.
All right.
The name of the game is Deprogrammed. And again, we're doing the best of 2018. There are 35 songs. They are the number ones with a bullet from each episode that we did in the year 2018, which I think I started the show back up in April and did one show every week since April. So
now the number one with a bullet, just to let everybody know who's not familiar, is the song that all the co-hosts voted on to be the number one song to represent that band.
Right. And again, specifically for this episode. So I'm going to go with my number one, the only song that I need out of this whole thing. And I'll tell you why. Because I hope to God this is not your no, because it's a band that I did a complete 360 on. It's a band that I had zero hopes going in when we did the episode, and I came away super impressed. And this was hands down my favorite song, period, that I heard in all of 2018. Ooh. It was my absolute favorite. Like, I still listen to it. It's Paramore, All I Wanted.
Paramore? No, well, first of all, that's not the band.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so I don't have them. Once we agreed on 15, They didn't make the cut to the 15, but they were on my initial list.
Oh, okay.
So they're in the discussion.
Good. At least they're not no.
Right.
All right. What you got, Fredo?
Okay, I'm gonna. You know what? I think I'm gonna. I don't know how I want to play this straight down. Let me go straight down my list. I'm gonna go with a song, which I remember when it came out. It wasn't even the group's biggest song, but it was a radio hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot just how good it is, man. Veruca Salt, Volcano Girl.
Yeah, that was a really fun episode.
I really, really forgot how good a song that was, man. I remember loving it.
Dang, I don't have that, but that one's really good. That's definitely not a no, though.
Okay.
So let me find them. We'll put them up towards the top. Because like a dummy, I didn't make one of my my computer machine lists.
Oh. You did? You hand wrote it?
No, I didn't. I've got it all in Spotify.
Oh.
Because I'm dumb. All right. So, I mean, now all my stuff is like kind of loose.
Right.
I got the one that I needed out there. I was super impressed by these guys too. So and it's right up near the top, so I might as well go here. A Tribe Called Quest, We the People.
Nope. Also didn't make the cut.
Dang.
You know what? Here's what I'll tell you why that one, and it probably, honestly, you're gonna take a lot of convincing. For me, is I just didn't like the liberal use of certain words.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I get it.
So I don't know. I don't care what color you are. If you go a little bit too much with that word, I'm just not a fan.
I get it. I just I love the message of that song. So very impressed with A Tribe.
Yeah. Let me hit you with my must-have.
Okay.
And as I'm looking through here, I got a lot that I really, really want to make this list. But the one that I have to have, it's my favorite song by this band. It's one of my favorite songs from the 80s. I've always loved this song. Don't Change by In Excess.
I got it.
Ah!
I got
yes!
it. I mean, that's
awesome.
That may be in part me playing the game, but regardless, it's in.
Awesome.
All right, we got one.
You shall be remembered for this, my friend.
I mean, no, like In Excess is great too. I mean, it wouldn't have been like I was convinced of it being the song.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of other In Excess songs that I love even more than that.
I will tell you this. I was not a huge In Excess fan when they were around. I got, even though I had their CDs, I liked them enough. If they were on, I was going to turn them off. But it wasn't until the mid-90s that I really went back and listened to it and got into it. But throughout everything, I've never stopped loving this song, Don't Change. Huh. I just loved everything about it. I loved the video, even though it was simple. I just, everything about the song I've always loved. So,
speaking of loving, I found out that I have yet another love of a band that has always kind of been on the periphery. I've always loved this song, and this song and this band spurred another new rule, the new Trash Protocol this year. That's
the Fredo rule, isn't it?
No, the Fredo rule is an 11th, just because I'm tired of talking, essentially. It's the way it boils down to. It's only been invoked twice, the Alice Cooper episode and the Guns N' Roses episode.
Guns N' Roses.
So, Jimmy Eat World, praise chorus.
No, that one didn't make the cut. I'll tell you what, I was really impressed with that song, though.
I love that song.
Yeah,
I love that band. Like,
there's a good chance that one might come back. We'll see.
Let me put this up. because it's been played. Put it right there. All
Now,
right.
I'm trying to hit you. I know so many of these songs. You know, a lot of them are songs from my youth.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying not to go to the obvious ones right now. Try to go to something a little different. So how about we go with this one? This song I never heard before, and man, it blew me away. It really, really did. Garbage, not your kind of people.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me make sure I have it.
I really, really dug that song.
I love that song. Dang it. No.
No?
No. It got cut for trying to play the game.
Mm-hmm. It's all right. It's in the discussion.
Yeah. We are not your kind
Yeah,
of
love that,
people.
man. I was just like, holy shit.
Well, what was great is because I think the guys wanted to go a different route, and I picked that song. I was like, this one is a very garbage message. We are not your kind of people, told in a very different than regular garbage way.
Right, right.
So that's what I loved about it, and it really just stuck out like a sore thumb, like a Thor thumb, if you will.
Like if you will, like a big old fat Thor thumb.
All right. All right. Let's try to hit Fredo where he lives. Let's put this one out here. How about Dreaming, Blondie?
Oh, you know that's it. You know that's it.
I love that song.
I love everything about that song.
It's just it's a fun punk rock number. I mean, what's funny is it got put on my map by the Smashing Pumpkins. They did a tremendous cover of it, a very slow, just jammy version of it, and I always loved the song. And you go through the liner notes, and it's like, oh, that's a Blondie song. And so when I went to listen to it, I was like, oh my god, this is really good too. Like how different the Pumpkins made it. It's just a really fun tune.
Well, I'm sure the Pumpkins made it depressing and sad because that was what they
Yes.
kind of did. Right. But to me, that being a song from my youth, as I like to say, what I remember mostly was that guitar at the beginning and those drums, because they were simple.
Yeah.
And I just remember seeing her sing it on some show, and the lighting and everything, she just looked so beautiful. Everything just kind of came together. And then of course, tell you of my dream. It just all was like perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, that definitely made it.
All right. So we got two in.
Okay. We're rolling here.
All right, Fredo.
I'm gonna go with this one because A, I was on the show.
Yeah.
And B, the version you put in Spotify for us to review was different. Yeah. I didn't hear that version. It just made me love the song more. And it's Alice Cooper, Go to Hell.
I got it.
Yes.
I got it.
That I don't know where you got that version from, but that version kicks fucking ass.
It was right in the list, so I pulled it right from the list. We did Alice Part 2 this year. It was part of the Fredo sessions. It was the first one we did.
Yes.
And I had mentioned this on the show, and you guys were like, well, how did you not know that? But like, Alice is so much fun.
Oh my god.
Especially that era. Like that era that we encapsulated into.
Yeah.
Like that was it had the theatrics of Part 1, but like I don't know, there was just like something like and he delved a little into the horror, but it was fun.
Well, the thing was that his music has always been very theatrical.
You're right.
And it's always been a little dark. A little and a lot campy. But he got the horror shtick. and he knew how to play along with that image, which he did. And he knew that, doing songs like Feed My Frankenstein and He's Back, The Man Behind the Mask were just gonna, play themselves right into that.
Yeah.
And then with albums like Raise Your Fist and Yell, and, songs like Chop, 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 it was, he made that era fun and married the music and the imagery to what was going on in popular culture, as far as B movies, the new B movies. So
yes,
it was awesome. It was a great time to be alive. Too bad you missed it.
I mean,
take your depressing pumpkins.
Jeez. All right. Where am I going to go here?
I'm sorry, I'm a dick.
Where am I going to go here? I'm not feeling particularly strong about any of these. Let me put these more towards the top. Sorry, I'm just rearranging here.
No, rearrange.
Live
I'm
on the
jumping
air.
all over my list.
All right. You know what? This was a band I highlighted to, like, I wanted to make sure it got done in 2018. They had been a periph band, and I never had the chance to just kind of finally fully dive into them. Honestly, I wanted them to be the very first episode of 2018.
Really?
But yeah, in true Justin fashion, that did not happen. And it goes right into their name. And this was the song that I knew going in. Phoenix, Too Young.
Nope.
Is that your no?
No, that's not. No, it's not my no way. That's not my band. It's just no. There was none about that I liked. There was
so
really nothing that made me want to hear it again. Nothing that made me want to dive into the music. I was like, yeah, whatever.
That's so fun. I love that song.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me put that over here.
I wouldn't push for that one. That's all I'm saying.
And let me find it over here. All right.
And I'm sure I'm gonna pop a couple of those with you. So let's see. Let's go with another one. Here's another one that's not in my wheelhouse, even though I played this band aplenty when I was on 96X, and I interviewed them twice. They were great, and I worked them at the Norva twice, and they were great. Point number one, Chevelle.
I don't know if I made that made my list, but that was a band that really impressed me.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, that didn't make it. You're right though. That what a consistent band. Like they had 9 records, and it's just so full of energy. They managed to write 9 different records that all sounded like Chevelle. Like, I know that sounds simple, but it's not as simple as it sounds at all.
And like you said, they were different albums, and to still maintain the same sound. And you think about how many bands have been around for 9 or more albums and still sound enough where, because every band matures, but still sounds enough to where you can go, yeah, that's a so-and-so if you don't know it. You think Kiss has changed, Metallica has changed, Rolling Stones have changed, U2 has changed. But you know who they are because you know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
But, but when you hear Chevelle and you hear the first album and hear the third album, and hear the 9th album, it's like, well, that's Chevelle. I don't know where in the timeline they are, but that's Chevelle.
Yeah. And again, like, they changed enough to where it's like you could see they grew as musicians, but like to keep that core Chevelle sound, I was really impressed with that.
Well, especially when one of the brothers left.
Yeah. Yep.
Because they're brothers, and when one left the band, it was like, uh-oh.
What's funny is my buddy Evan, he was the drummer for my band Stale. He described Chevelle as a heavy Hanson, like a hardcore Hanson, because it's 3 brothers. And at the time when that was happening, I was like, ugh. Like If you would have told me that in 2018, it would have been a different story.
Right.
As opposed to 2002 or whenever that was.
Right.
All right. Let's see. Where's mine? Go to mine here. Okay. I feel strong about one, but I'm holding on to that one. All right. I love this one too. This song got caught in my head leading up to doing this band and then for months afterwards. And it was a Bobby episode. The Twilight Singers, Bonnie Bray.
Oh, that was one of my final cuts.
Oh man.
But that's definitely in the discussion. Having lived with Bobby and been friends, going on almost 20 years.
Yeah.
We've been friends 19 years now, some shit like that, or 18 years. All you ever heard from him and Mike were Twilight Singers. That's it. They loved, so when I went through this, I was a band, that was a band I wanted to make sure I particularly listened to. And I was just like, yeah, man, I can take this.
It's infectious, that song. Very infectious. All right.
Let's see. All right, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go with the let's address the elephant in the room. Leader of Men, Nickelback.
I don't have it.
You know what? It's the song I would play for anybody who thinks they know Nickelback.
I agree.
It's fucking great. I was listening to that Nickelback episode, the Please Explain, and I'm telling you, and I've said it for years after I saw them in concert. If you had never been to a rock concert, and I was going to show you what a rock concert is like, the two bands I would take you to, Kiss and Nickelback. It was a stereotypical high energy rock and roll show, and had they not fallen into hipster disgrace, nobody would have a problem with the band.
Yeah, well, we always point to somebody's buying the records, so somebody's lying.
Well, yeah, it's people who are too cool for school, people people who listen to bands like Mute Math, which is a great band, but they'll sit there and go, "Oh, Nickelback," go fuck yourself, man.
Yeah,
Nickelback's, and you know what? They say what you want. There's a lot of bands who have they've had their one hit and went away, and they had their one good album and went away. Nickelback, you can say whatever you want with them. They're consistent.
Yeah, and I still wouldn't call myself a Nickelback fan, but I definitely, after that episode, understand them a lot better. And even though I pulled back on the hate a while ago, I'm not going to give them any grief. There's so many worse bands than Nickelback to give grief to.
Exactly.
Somehow they became the butt of the joke, and
it's like Winger, which is an episode I want to do eventually. That's another band. If they come out 2 years earlier, they're the best hair band out there. They come out 2 years later and they become the butt of the joke on Beavis and Butthead.
I was going to say, you can thank Beavis and Butthead for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's the reason I never got into them. At least
exactly.
part.
And they're an awesome band. But anyway.
All right. I'm going to go to my wheelhouse. This is a band that, again, they were always on the periph. I never gave them the deep dive. And I always loved this song. So I don't know how I never did the deep dive. And speaking of people who became jokes, Courtney Love became a joke. Hole, Violet.
Nope.
All right.
Nope. That's not my no way, but some bands get tainted. I was never that big a fan. I was gonna say I was never that big a Hole fan. That's a lie. Ew. But it was just I was never that big. if we could have a top 20, they wouldn't make it.
Well, and I agree that I was never a bit that big of a fan either, but like, she's a tortured soul, man. Like she went through some and
Yeah.
well, when you listen to the music, that's what I'm saying, is having the benefit of combing through the discography and listening to what she sang. Like, I have a much greater respect, and I gotta be honest, I feel kind of bad for her. Now, granted, a good more than half of it is her own doing, like the way she behaved.
Right.
But still, it's a sad story.
Dude, she killed Kurt Cobain.
And she may have. All right,
So I don't care. She gets no pity.
What you got, man?
Okay, let's see. All right, let's go. Let's come on. Let's bring it out. The Number of the Beast, Iron Maiden.
I don't have it.
I'll punch you in your fucking face.
But that's not a no.
I'm gonna let you look at your list again and tell me straight up you don't have it.
I don't have it.
You son of a bitch.
I don't have it. There's like a lot of stuff of, my liking in the list. Like, there's songs that I put out because I was trying to play the game, and there's songs that are on it because I just truly love them. And then there's just a couple that I was like, well, let's just poke. Let's see what we can get Fredo to say.
Yeah, well, yeah, you fucking poke. If you were here, I'd Elias you with a guitar right across your back, you son of a bitch.
I mean, it's not a no. It's just...
You knew that. You knew.
Uh-huh.
You knew I was going to say that band. That's like if the Smashing Pumpkins were on this list.
Okay. I mean, it depends on the...
Okay.
It depends on the Pumpkin song. It depends.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, let's move on before I fucking gut you.
Here's a band I was really impressed with, and I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a no. Technically, I would have gone with a different song, but I think this does encapsulate the band. Against Me, I Was a Teenage Anarchist.
Yeah, I don't have them. They weren't. I'll put it this way: it left nothing. I don't remember the song. I don't remember the band.
I was a teenage anarchist.
It left no impression on me whatsoever.
All right.
You could play it right now and don't tell me the title, and I'd be like, oh shit, brand new song. It's like, no.
All right, let me find that and scroll it.
Yep. All right. I think it's only right that there should be consistency between last year and this year. And we have it with Alice Cooper. I think Alice Cooper made last year's, didn't they?
Probably.
Yeah. So I think we should continue that consistency with Stevie Wonder and Living for the City.
I got it.
Yes. Yes.
In part, that is me playing the game.
Uh-huh.
But also, like, that it's a great song with a great message. Mm-hmm. And it's Stevie. It's funky Stevie, baby.
It's the Stevie that I love, man. It's that early 70s to mid 70s funky, just amazing song.
All right. So we've got 4 in.
Yes.
And neither one of us has played our absolute no's yet.
No. So 2, 3, 4, 5. And I still 1, 2, 3, 4. I still got 6 songs.
See, I've only got 4, so I don't know how that happens.
Well, we've agreed.
Yeah, you're right. All right. I'm seeing one of these, and it's like, maybe I shouldn't have gone with that one. Mm-hmm. This was the relaunch. This episode was the relaunch. I was super impressed with this band. They're really in your face. This song has a nice little bounce to it. A very fun, crunchy guitar riff. The Hives, B is for Brutus.
No, that one also made the list, but just under. That was a fun song. All right, let's go with them. Here we go. Episode that I did with Keith. Blues Brothers, another great version. That's not the one off Briefcase Full of Blues. Sweet Home Chicago.
I don't have it.
Oof.
Let's see.
Keith is going to be disappointed. Keith, if you're listening, I had it. I was looking out for us, Keith.
Let's see. Let me find it here so I can scroll it up. It's definitely not my absolute no, though.
I know. I'm expecting to play this absolute no right now. Go ahead. Watch.
I only got 3 left.
Mm-hmm. And you're gonna say them right now.
How about let's go here? White Zombie, More Human Than Human.
Oh no, I got that. That's an absolute yes. What did I see that? Because I just did El Sexisto as one of my albums of the day.
Right.
And what did they call it? Funk metal.
Something like that. And you know what? That episode was. It was fun because there's like this definite tonal change in the band at Sexorcisto, and there's a definite tonal change in the panel when we get to El Sexorcisto, because like the stuff before it is fine, but it's not what you're hoping from White Zombie.
No, that El Sexisto is what. That's what started White Zombie. I don't care if they had 150 albums before that.
Yeah. So we did like, I don't know, 2 albums before it, and then we did that one, and then like the 2 after. I think that's how it went.
Right.
But you could tell, like we all just kind of got fired up when we started talking about Sexorcisto. So.
Oh yeah, that's and to me that puts Rom Zombie as the late 90s 2000s Alice Cooper. In the sense of he gets it, he embraces it, the camp, the horror of it, it plays it up as a joke and just fucking runs with it. It's great.
All right, sir, it is your turn.
Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got 2. Mm-hmm. I'm going to play the game here, and I'm going to say this one. And I'm almost positive you've got this one. Pearl Jam, Corduroy.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Wow, that's right in your wheelhouse.
You know what? I definitely came around on Pearl Jam on the episode. Uh-huh. I was fighting for a different song. Like we actually had to put that one up to a vote, listener vote, and Corduroy won.
What was the other one?
I don't remember offhand, unfortunately.
Couldn't have been that good then.
I mean, it was better. I've listened to so many songs since, but there's a little salty taste in my mouth when I think about Corduroy now. So, let me pop this one up here. All right, I've got 2 left.
All right, I've got 3.
All right, well, I guess I'll pop this one out here because I don't feel strong about my last one, but who knows? It is possible that it might be in your. I'm going with At the Drive-In, Governed by Contagions.
No.
All right.
No. That's another one that didn't even cross my mind.
All right.
All right, let's go. Let's see. This one might be on your list. Okay. I'm going to go with one that might be on your list. Let's go with oh shit, I got 2. Eminem, Till I Collapse.
Nope.
I really was shocked that was the one that everybody picked. Great song, though.
Yeah. Where the hell is it? Where'd it go? There he is, right at the bottom. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Well, I've only got 1 left, so I guess we're finding out now. And I don't feel good about it, but whatever. Massive Attack, Protection.
No.
All right. So
don't have it. And my No Way was finessed by Bruno Mars.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Straight garbage.
You're insane.
No. And I like Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
But that was the worst song. If I had to rank them, that was the worst song of 2018 to me. And that is definitely not a song that I would have played to try to represent the year.
All right, so I could go ahead and delete that because I didn't have it,
Yes.
and you just said it was your absolute no.
Right. Okay. So here are my last two.
Right?
Motley Crue, "Shout at the Devil."
Don't have it, obviously.
Right. And Helena, "So Long Good Night," My Chemical
I don't
Romance.
have that either. And neither one of those was my absolute.
Absolutely. Which was?
My absolute was Def Leppard. Let's Get Rocked.
I knew it was going to be Def Leppard. I knew it was going to be Def Leppard. I didn't even bother to put that one on the list because I knew. First of all, it's probably the most volatile episode that you've ever recorded.
Probably.
Um,
Even though we did turn it around. I've
Yes.
got lots of comments on that episode. A lot of people liked it.
but I knew I didn't even like that. Might have that probably would have made my top 15 anyway. It would have been in my top 20. So
All right, so let's see what we got here. So if we would have done the round of, I think this doesn't stand a chance that we were talking about.
right,
Norma Jean, Cemetery Like a Stage. I love the song, love the band, but there was no chance that one was getting in.
right,
We're losing, and I'm doing this because people should
let
know.
everybody right.
People should know what else was on the list. Material Girl, Madonna.
You know what? That's one where if you would have picked a different song, if you'd have picked "Cherish," I don't know if that made the list. If you'd have picked Frozen, that probably would have been my song that had to be played because that is my favorite Madonna song. But that song wasn't going to make it just because to me that wasn't. I don't even know what's on the list. I know that wasn't the best on the list.
U2, Pride in the Name of Love.
No, same thing with you too.
Cake, Rock and Roll Lifestyle.
That was like the worst song you could have picked for Cake.
Well, when we did the show, I mean, it's the one we agreed on, first of
Right.
all. So the panel agreed. I think we just went with, like, it's the sound. It was the one that, it's one of the first ones you hear when you do the episode, or if you go in order. So
Right.
it just hit the right way.
Yeah.
Spawn Again, Silverchair.
Nah.
The Royal We, Silver Sun Pickups.
Nope.
And Who Was in My Room Last Night, Butthole Surfers.
That one made my list, but my longer list.
All right, so we still have 26. And
Okay.
5 are already in. Don't Change,
Okay.
Dreaming, Go to Hell, Living for the City, More Human Than Human.
All right. Now, what's the song that you said you want in?
Paramore, All I Wanted.
We'll throw it in there.
All right,
I'm not gonna even make you fight for it.
all right. So that puts us at 6.
Right, which means now it's 4. Now, what can you get rid of? I will give up right off the bat to get this down. I'll give up Corduroy.
Okay, let me find it real quick.
I'll do away with that.
Okay,
I'll do away with Nickelback,
all right.
and I'll do away with Eminem.
All right.
Okay, so I just eliminated 3 to play the game.
All right.
Now, what are you going to give me?
I forgot. Slow Ride by Sublime didn't get played. It should have been deleted already.
Yeah, that's garbage.
Gonna get rid of. Well, let's lose At the Drive-In, covered by
Okay.
Contagions. Let's lose Too Young, Phoenix. And it pains me, but let's drop A Tribe Called Quest, We the People.
Well, you know what? Don't be so quick to drop that one.
No, I just, I'm
yeah.
looking at some of these other songs, and it's like I can make a better argument for some of these. So,
Well, here's the thing: we have no rap, we have no hip hop, so you can make that argument. I mean, we can find out later on here, but yo, shit, man, Shit, bro. Why you gonna take that beat out from under me, son? Son.
Because it's what I do.
All right.
All right. Well, fine. I'll put it back in. Even though.
And it's probably not gonna make it, but.
Yeah. Well, and then let me look at what else. So that was close. That one was... Yeah, we'll lose against me. I was a teenage anarchist.
Better choice.
I did. It was hiding beneath the hives. So, all right. Okay. So we are at 19. Mm-hmm. We have 14 that we need to get down to 4.
Shit.
All right. So we'll start here. At this point, Volcano Girls.
What do you think? I mean, I'm in for that. I voted for it. How do you feel? And this will bring it to another voting round.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to get it down to 4 songs out of 14. So
I think it can stick around. I mean,
okay,
it's really it's a fun track. I don't think we need to push it through, but I definitely don't. I feel like it's one of the stronger songs left.
Okay.
A praise chorus, Jimmy Eat World.
I will let it push through for you.
All right. Not Your Kind of People, Garbage.
I'm definitely.
Yeah.
That one definitely goes. Yeah.
Point number 1, Chevelle. Actually, you know what? Now when you say, no, you're right. We're just voting. Point number 1, Chevelle.
Yep. That should go next.
Bonnie Bray, The Twilight Singers.
How strong do you feel about that one?
I don't feel like we should lose it yet. I feel like
okay, that's fine. I'm good with that.
Violet, Hole. You said you didn't like that.
No, I can tell you right now.
Even if it sticks, I mean, there's no sense fighting. Here.
No, there isn't, because just with what you got left. I mean, forget about if we cut the list right there. There's 4 songs I would pick before I would let Hole cut through.
Yeah. The Number of the Beast.
Yeah, that's gonna.
B is for Brutus.
Yep, that one can go through to the next.
The Blues
discussion.
Brothers, Sweet Home Chicago. I feel like we should drop it here.
I don't want to, but I kind of don't think it's gonna make the list. Sorry, Keith. I feel like I let you down, Keith. But
shoot, it made it to this round.
Yeah.
Protection, Massive Attack. I feel like we can probably drop that.
Yep.
Helena, So Long and Good Night, My Chemical Romance.
How do you feel about that?
That's another band. Like, I finally gave them a chance, and I actually really liked them. So it's like
I've liked those guys. I got to interview them 3 times, and I interviewed them when they were the opener for the opener. I interviewed them when they were mid card, and I interviewed them when they were headliners. And those guys never changed.
Oh,
they were wonderful, wonderful guys. They remembered me each time. They were having fun with it. They were gracious to all of the fans whenever I saw them. They put on a good show. Emo was not my favorite genre of music, but they were probably, one of the best, if not the best emo band out there. So I would push for that one to at least go to the next round.
Yeah. Then that leaves Shout at the Devil, Motley Crue.
No, I think we got that it? Yeah, Shout at the Devil's going to the next round.
All right, so we have 16.
Now.
5 of those, so 11 that we need to still trim down.
Let's pair now. Now we got to start pairing them up.
Yep.
I'm going to take the first pair right off because this is, for the sake of diversity, Crew versus Maiden.
Good, because that's where I was going.
Yeah,
you can't have them both.
Go there.
Which one do you want more?
Well, you're the one who wasn't a big Crew or Maiden fan.
No, I loved Maiden.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I just didn't have them on my list.
Okay.
Crew is what Crew is. It didn't make me feel disgusting, but like you could tell it is greasy, grimy, kind of gross.
Right, but also See now,
Not this song though. Shout at the Devil is not that.
you're, but you're kind of. It's funny because you did Crew, and you saw their, and you listened to their grunge stuff, which was on par with
Oh,
anybody at the
totally.
time,
Absolutely.
and you still, and yet you still go back to the stereotype of the grimy. This is an example of you not letting the band evolve.
That's fair. I think that's a fair. You know, I
Yeah.
I loved. If we're pairing them off with Maiden though, Maiden left a better impression on me.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I agree, and I'm not making the case for Crew over Maiden. I think of those two, Maiden moves on, but I'm making the point of, in the sense of, you had a stereotype of a band. You listen to the catalog. By the catalog, the stereotype is broken,
Mm-hmm.
and yet you still go back to describe the band by the stereotype.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But and maybe that's why I didn't feel as skeeved out listening to Crew.
Mm-hmm.
But so, what are we thinking? Maiden over Crew here?
Oh, definitely, definitely. But I think it's just something that you need to be aware of, in the sense of, because if that's the way, if somebody hasn't gone back to listen to that, to the Spotify playlist, not even listen to the episode, but you do a wonderful thing for those people who don't know, and you put the playlist up,
Yep.
The top 10. So if somebody hadn't heard Motley Crue, but believe, like you did, that they were a skeevy band, because of their image, and doesn't go, you're not giving them that chance to say, hey, listen, this is what you might think, but hey, if you listen to this stuff, you might be surprised.
They would have to listen to that episode, because you and I fought hard to get some of the grunge stuff in.
Yeah.
We were alone. We were alone on that one.
Yeah, I thought, and I'll be honest with you, I knew the stuff, but I didn't go into it like I did when I was making up my list, and it blew me away. It really, really did.
Well, like
it was
you said
such
earlier,
a surprise.
Like you said earlier, it is absolutely easily on par with everything else that was going on grunge, and in some points actually better.
Oh yeah,
So it just it depends on what your thing is.
yeah.
All right, so let's try to pair off some more here.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to look like natural pairs. We don't really have any natural pairs left.
Well, you got them. Chevelle and My Chemical Romance, maybe.
I guess that's probably the closest. Of the two, I was more impressed with Chevelle. I mean, again, don't get me wrong. I think My Chemical Romance is a great band. I really thoroughly enjoyed my time with My Chemical Romance, but of the two, I'm going Chevelle.
I really want to go for My Chemical Romance, but in the sense of a band that's consistent and that's able to mature and still have a consistent sound, I got to go with Chevelle.
All right, so we can drop My Chemical Romance here.
Sorry, Bobby. Bobby loves My Chemical Romance.
I guess we can do girl front singers here. Veruca Salt versus Garbage.
Oh, those are both mine.
I love both of those too. I love both bands. I love both songs. So do we go the one that's just super fun? It's a way more fun, better song than you remember it being, or do you go for the sound that it's not the sound you think of when you think of the band?
Let me see. What do we got on the list? We got Go to Hell. We got Don't Change. We got Living for the City. More Human Than Human.
And then All I Wanted by Paramore.
And Dreaming.
And Dreaming, yes.
Let's table that for right now.
Okay. How about we'll go again? This isn't exactly apples for apples, but the Hives and Jimmy Eat World.
Those are your bands. Six and one half dozen of the other to make it to the next round. Which one do you feel more strongly about?
Man, I came away loving Jimmy Eat World. The Hives are great, and this song technically may even be a stronger song. It's more fun. It's bouncier, but I mean, if we're picking between the two, I'm going Jimmy Eat World.
Okay, so move that.
All right, so where are we at here? 13 in total. Means 6 of them are in. So 7 that we need to get down to 4.
Right.
So the only pairs we have left are Veruca Salt and Garbage, Twilight Singers, A Tribe Called Quest. So the final 7 that we're getting between here: Iron Maiden, Chevelle, Veruca Salt, Garbage, Jimmy Eat World, The Twilight Singers, A Tribe Called Quest.
Okay, of those 7, who's going to go through? I'm willing to go one pass. You pick, one pass I pick. We put them on the list.
Okay. Looking at these ones, I almost wish I would have pulled a different Tribe song so I could feel better about it. I love the song, but
this is you know what, you don't have to worry about how I feel. This is yours to put on the list. Right. We'll fight for the remaining 2 spots, but
let's go with
you're
Tribe.
Getting a pick and I'm getting a pick.
Yeah,
so
we'll go Tribe.
Okay. And you can put Maiden down for me.
Okay.
I'm not letting that escape by accident or anything. No, that's happening.
All right, so Chevelle, Veruca Salt, Garbage, Jimmy Eat World, and the Twilight Singers are the remaining 5. There's 2 spots left.
All right, let's I'm gonna for the girls, I'm gonna go with Garbage.
Okay.
I really don't want to have to, but
well, what's funny is you're saying that, and like as I'm looking at these 5, Volcano Girls is such a fun track. It really is a really good tune. Veruca Salt's a way better band than you think they are, but when you look at them here among the tall trees, it just they stick out like a sore thumb, not in the great way, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the perfect time to lose Volcano Girls.
Okay.
So I agree with you there. So that leaves Chevelle, Garbage, Jimmy Eat World, the Twilight Singers. Chevelle, look at Chevelle still hanging around.
I know, right? I was just thinking about that. And same with Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah.
So I think we should put the 2 of them together.
Put them up against each other.
Yeah. The little songs that could.
Yeah.
It's time for somebody to be eliminated.
Again, though, like when you're looking at like if I'm just looking at band, if I'm just looking at the song too, A Praise Chorus is a better song than point number 1. Like if you're giving benefit of the doubt of discography, you know, the consistency that Chevelle has, I still think, because by the end, like Jimmy Eat World's most recent release is just, it's outstanding. Like they're doing what they do like better than they've ever done right now.
How many albums does Jimmy Eat World have?
I think it's 9.
So we're looking close enough.
Yeah, it's 9v9, I think.
Okay. Overall, how would you classify Jimmy Eat World?
As far as stylistically?
Yes.
So when you think of those movies that are aimed at, or even TV shows on the CW that are aimed at teens, and that girl comes walking in the door, that's Jimmy Eat World. Like that's the music that's playing in the background. But somehow,
it's so you're saying it's fun, it's quirky.
Yeah,
it's 100% hormones raging.
There's a lot of there's some sad stuff in there too.
Sure, it's part of that step to maturity.
Yeah, whereas
it's Jimmy Eat World is essentially the balls dropping in your sack.
But you know, and it's just
I can't believe I just said it.
a lot of the times, like the earlier stuff it's like really ballsy with the guitar and like it's punk but like it's definitely it's Weezer evolved. Like if Weezer didn't turn into whatever the hell Weezer is now.
Would you call them? And I don't know if you can get this reference. Do you know? Did you ever do an episode on Oingo Boingo?
Not yet.
Okay, put me down for that one if you ever do.
Okay.
But do you understand the significance of Oingo Boingo in the 80s and movie wise?
After all, we're flesh and blood. After all, we're flesh
Yeah,
and blood.
yeah, yeah. You know, I'm a bachelor party, back to school.
Yeah.
You know, their songs were all over the place, and they were a party band. They were a fun band that you associate with that misspent youth. If Jimmy Eat World is the equivalent to that, I would pick Jimmy Eat World over Chevelle, because even though Chevelle's more consistent, Chevelle's another one of these, you know, bands where everybody, you know, the world fucking sucks, and I'm full of pain and anguish and everything that kind of killed rock and roll for me. So,
and it's, you know, Chevelle's very testosterone driven too. So, all right, so let's drop Chevelle here.
yeah, you know what? It was a good run, Chevelle.
They made it all the way to the final 14. That, like, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I honestly didn't either.
All right, so Garbage versus the Twilight Singers. You've got the one again. So like we're weighing it.
Now, who's the other one?
Huh?
Because right now we got to get two, right? And how many do we have right now?
Okay, there's 11 songs in total left. So Jimmy Eat World just knocked out Chevelle. So technically, it would be
there's three.
Jimmy Eat World, Garbage, the Twilight Singers.
Okay, so then I don't think we need to do Garbage versus the Twilight Singers. I think we need to figure out the top two of these three.
Okay. I still like Jimmy Eat World here.
I don't know. Let's see. So we've got the Twilight Singers. We've got Garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Of those three, I like Garbage the best.
It's a different sound than you expect from Garbage. Again, Garbage is super consistent. Like, I think it was 7 records, super consistent. But
this one was the outlier.
This one was the outlier, and it was so perfectly Garbage.
Do you think that it was do you think it's not a fair representation of the band?
Oh no, I think it is an absolutely fair, because the message is very, very Garbage. Mm-hmm. We are not your kind of people, and yeah, that's right on point with what the band is. And
you know, the one thing about Shirley Manson, is she was your generation's the closest thing to Susie Sue. If I was 15 years younger, I would have named all my cars Shirley instead of Susie after you know. After her.
Yeah, she has a very different brand of feminism, where she owns her sexuality. She's very. I dig what Shirley Manson is putting down. Yeah. And so, like, yeah, of those three, yeah, absolutely, I'd put Garbage through.
All right, so let's put Garbage through.
So then it's Jimmy Eat World versus the Twilight Singers.
Ooh, I almost feel like we got to put Twilight Singers through, or Bobby's going to come looking for us. All right, you know what? You make the case. Make the case for Twilight Singers. These are both your bands.
Yeah.
So you've already made the case. I guess Jimmy Eat World's case is made.
Yeah. Now,
so talk to me about Twilight Singers.
Bonnie Bray, the song specifically, is unbelievably infectious. It's, you know, this is another. They're very much a soundtrack band. I'm trying to like picture like what exactly kind of movie you'd see this in. but it'd probably be some sort of
Indie film.
yeah, like an indie comedy, like one maybe a hipster film or something. Like it's got
You're
that.
not you're not making the case for him for me.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to put them in the right place because
Right.
that like I envision a coffee shop, like just two dudes hanging out, telling jokes to each other, drinking coffee.
All tattooed with beards and gauges in their ears.
Well, maybe.
One's wearing a fucking wool hat.
I don't picture that, but I guess. It's a lovely song. But,
Both of them living in Ghent.
But here's the problem here. It's sitting up against Jimmy Eat World, which other than Paramore, I did a complete 360 on it, and I am absolutely in love with Paramore now.
Right.
Jimmy Eat World may be my favorite band that I came across in 2018. Really? Yeah. So.
Well, I didn't listen to either one of these programs.
Okay.
All right. Based on your description, I would go with Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah.
They seem like more of a fun band, and I'll be honest with you, I'm over grunge. I've been over it for years. I'm over this whole depressing. The world sucks. Everything sucks. My parents were fuckheads, and I'm over it. And anything that has that kind of a feel, I'm kind of like, go fuck yourself already. Well, so
I would say that Bonnie Bray is much more beautiful than that. And
no, it is. But we're talking about the list.
Mm-hmm.
As the representative. I like the Twilight Singers. I got to see them in concert. I got to meet them. They were great guys. Greg Dooley was awesome. Gave me one of the best autographs I've ever got. Bring me the head of Alfredo Torres.
Nice.
Which, is a reference to one of those books. Bring me the head of, I think, Alfredo Garcia or something. But anyway, but yeah, I got to, if I'm thinking of Jimmy Eat World as the today's version or early 2000s version of Oingo Boingo, that's going to get me every time.
All right, let's drop Twilight Singers. So that brings us to our 10. We've got Don't Change by INXS, Dreaming by Blondie, Go to Hell by Alice Cooper, Living for the City, Stevie Wonder, More Human Than Human, White Zombie, All I Wanted, Paramore, We the People, A Tribe Called Quest, The Number of the Beast, Iron Maiden, Not Your Kind of People, Garbage, and Jimmy Eat World with a praise chorus.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good encapsulation of what went down in 2018, baby.
I think so. What's our number one?
Okay. Well, I mean, we can do that just for conversation's sake.
Right.
Okay, so the ones that we agreed on, Don't Change, Dreaming, Go. I almost like Dreaming there, to be honest.
I'll be honest with you. When I said what's our number one, I had one or two songs, and it was Don't Change and Dreaming.
I feel like Dreaming is fun. Don't Change is a really good tune, obviously. I had it.
Right.
But Dreaming is a fun way to kick things off.
I think so, too.
So
again, that drum at the beginning is just awesome.
Feeling it, baby. So,
yep.
There's a couple out here that I know that we're working on. And I'm putting you on the spot here. I don't know what you meant by I'm good in the Adam and the Ants conversation.
I'm good with whichever way you wanted to go. You can go Adam and the Ants. You can go Adam Ant.
Okay.
The reality is, if you listen to them at all, it sounds like a natural evolution, but it all sounds the same. The music is consistent.
Okay.
The Ants went on to become Bow Wow Wow.
Ah.
And Adam Ant just kept doing what he was doing and didn't skip a beat. So that's what I said I'm good with. If you want to stop it at Adam and the Ants, we can stop it there. We can go on to Adam Ant and include that. So
I'm just trying, I was looking at Adam and the Ants because it's 3 albums, which should be quick turnaround. I need a couple.
That's one we'll have to cut it down to 15 songs. If you do 20 songs, you've done all 3 albums.
Basically, yeah, what I was looking at. So, I mean, maybe we'll talk about it more, but maybe we'll bring 1 or 2 of his solo in to round it out to 5 albums.
Okay.
We'll talk about that more. But
right.
Word 'em up. I know you put out a couple. Like you said earlier, Winger is out there now. So anybody who's listening to this wants to do Winger. And look, you're listening to me and Fredo, how much fun we're having here talking about Best of 2018. If you're somebody who's listening to this program and wants to get involved, look, if you're just listening, I love you. I love the fact that you listen, that you love the program. If you want to get involved, if you want to have the fun that we're having, it's easy, man. Just comment on the thread and say, I'd like to do this band. And we'll make it happen. It's a lot of fun having this discussion.
It really is, especially if you. Here's the thing, though: don't be passive. Play the game. At the end of the day, it's about getting out a list that you want to turn over to somebody and say, "You got to hear this band." It's like giving them an album.
Yeah.
You're giving them an album. You say, "Here, man, you got to check out this band."
It's cool because you're giving them an album, but you're getting to hand select the songs that are on it.
Right.
It's like a mixtape of one band. Oh, and one last thing before I go. So we did the Fozzy episode. I'm going to say recently because I don't know when this episode's coming out.
Right.
We did the Fozzy episode recently, and I tweeted at Chris Jericho. I don't know if I told you this.
No, you didn't.
But he goes, very cool, man. When does it come out? And I go, Thursday. And he goes, shoot me a link. So the Fozzy episode just came out. There's a good chance that that one may go nutso.
Oh my God!
Which would be insane. So,
you know what'd be great if he gets turned on and starts listening to the past shows.
I think that if he had a chance to listen, I really think he would love what we're doing on this show.
Yeah, because and he's a metalhead.
Yeah.
So like I know he'd go back and listen to and he's a 80s metalhead, so he'd go back and listen to Iron Maiden, Def Leppard, Motley Crue, those bands. Oh my God, that would be great. Chris Jericho, if you're listening to this, we love you.
How awesome would it be if Jericho was a panel member at some point in 2019?
Whatever show he is a panel member of, I'm in. I'm in, and this is where I will invoke my whatever power I have as one of the top co-hosts here.
Seniority clause.
Yes, my senior. Yes, there is such a thing as seniority clause.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate you listening. I do appreciate you sharing the link. I do appreciate you going to patreon.com/ohhijustin, where for $1 a month, you get this fine program 4 full days before the rest of the world. You also get the Oh Hi Justin pod Monday through Friday. You also get the Saturday Oh Hi Justin weekly pod. You also get the hashtag WrestlePals pod. You also get the hashtag WrestlePals hashtag WrestleParty, which has 4 pre-tapes a month. And then if you're paying that $1 a month, you get the actual Wrestle Party where we watch the pay-per-view. You get to hear us talk about the pay-per-view as it happens. You also get the upcoming super secret project that Jenny and I are working on. You also get the upcoming project that Fredo and I are working on. You also get these ghouls tracks as they come out. Look, I'm just saying, if none of that earns your dollar, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what do I got to do? I got to bleed?
These guys over here, I mean, come on. Right now, in your cup holder, in your car, you got $1.
You got $1. You want me to cut my arm? You want me to bleed for you?
No. You don't got to bleed for these guys. Just get off your fucking ass. Stop being cheap.
Oh,
$1. $1 fucking dollar.
I mentioned this at the beginning of the show. I need to mention it at the end. Your music show is back. It's not what it was, but it is what it is. It is back. And it's just me now. So like, I don't want people thinking, oh, it's Justin and DJ doing the show again. Right now, it's just me. I just felt it was really important to get the show back out there. So
what's the format?
I'm doing, I'll talk about life or whatever local music related, and then 3 songs, and then I'm putting out show dates. So it's like a 15-minute show. You're going to get to listen to 3 songs that you probably didn't know existed, and hear about some stuff, hear about some shows, baby.
Awesome. That sounds awesome.
So, dipping my toes back in, getting it back out there.
There you go.
Because you can only do by doing. So
the fuck does that mean?
You have to do stuff. You can't do if you don't do, man. You got to do. And I got to do. And I got to say goodbye because I'm getting loopy. All right. So with all that being said, Deprogrammed. Learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Bye.